Hello everyone, it's Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 19A, I think, yes, A, of our CSA shares. So after this week, we have 5 more weeks left. We have 24 weeks total to the CSA shares. One quick announcement, the cast iron challenge is happening right now on our Facebook group. Details went out via a Facebook post, and also quite a few details went out in this week's email that got sent out yesterday. So take a look at that if you haven't participated yet, but basically what you need to do is post 2 photos of you cooking in a cast iron skillet with reference to whatever you're cooking. If it's a recipe, you can link the recipe. If it's something quick, like a quick saute or whatever, just a quick description of what you did. And that's your entry. You need 2 entries by Sunday, October 1st. So we have the rest of this week, and then you'll get entered into the challenge, and we will have 3 winners after Sunday. So if you want more details on that, take a look at the Facebook page or refer back to your email. Jumping right into this week's share, we still have our sweet peppers and our Cubanelle peppers. They get stored in the fridge in your crisper drawer. They will last quite a while. You can eat them raw, you can saute them, you can put them into stir fries, you can roast them. So you can do like a roasted garlic pepper, which we just did a recipe on those. I think this week I am doing a big sheet pan fajita meal, which that recipe I believe was posted last year. When I refer to recipes that are on the blog, if you aren't sure how to find them, just go to the Blooming Glen Farm website, click on recipes, and then you can actually just type something in. So you could type in fajitas, you could type in sweet peppers, and it'll come up with all the recipes that are available for that. You can stuff these. You can just simply add them to salads. So lots of options there. You can freeze them too. So if you have quite a few, you still have some left over from last week, you can, I like to clean them out, remove the seeds, and then chop them up and freeze them that way so that they're ready to just pop right into a stir fry or a sheet pan meal. But stored in the fridge in your crisper drawer. We have sweet onions. Sweet onions are stored in a cool, dry place. These are a great addition to just about anything. They can be eaten raw, they can be cooked. I am working on a recipe for these. I actually have a couple different ideas. This week's bounty kind of has a lot of things going on, so I'll be working on a lot of different recipes, so stay tuned for that. But these can be added to our sheet pan meals, they can be added to our stir fries, they can be added to our grill packets, they can be sliced up thin and added to our salads, which is what I'm gonna do tonight with some of our greens. They can be eaten raw, they can be cooked, they can be, we've seen a couple different caramelized onions. So I have a really good caramelized onion dressing on the blog, check that out. It's really, really good. Actually, that may be what I'll make tonight. They pair really well with our potatoes. So you could do an onion and potato roasted pan, or you can even do it in a cast iron if you have a cast iron, and then that will suffice for the challenge. Just take some pictures and post. So cool, dry place for the onions. We have 1 bulb of garlic, also in a cool, dry place. Anyone that has listened to me before knows I love garlic, so I add garlic to just about anything, dressings, marinades, roasted sheet pan meals. Yesterday I used up all of our old tomatoes and made the roasted tomato soup. I didn't have any squash left, so I just left that out, but it calls for tomatoes and garlic and onion and pepper. So we have all of those in the share this week. If you still have some summer squash, you can add that, or just skip that part of the recipe and add an additional pepper or some more tomatoes. So cool, dry place for garlic. You can actually roast the whole head, and that's really good on top of like a piece of bread or used on a charcuterie board. So that's our garlic. We have potatoes. These are russets. They are stored in a cool, dry place, but not with our onions and garlic. So keep them in a separate bin. These I used last week to make air fry French fries. They come out really good, super easy. I just cut them up, do a little bit of oil, a little bit of seasoning, and then throw them in the air fryer. And they come out nice and crispy, so that's an option. There are a ton of recipes on the blog for potatoes. There's a potato crusted quiche. There's like a potato, there's scalloped potatoes on there. There's potato cakes on there. So lots of recipes if you're looking for something different. But these can just be cut up and roasted. They can be grilled. They can be added to our sheet pan meals. They can be added to our grill packets. So lots of options there. Or you can make them into like a potato salad. We have Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage is stored in a paper bag or a plastic bag. I usually put them in a Debbie Meyer green bag because the heads are a little bit larger. This will last quite a while, so it's not something you have to use right away. It's a very mild cabbage, so it works really well raw. You can do like a raw Napa cabbage salad. You can saute it, do a quick saute. I like to keep it a little crispy, so I don't like it to be mushy. So I do a quick saute on it, just enough to cook it down a little bit and make it a little tender, but still have some crispness in it. You can add it to stir fries. You can make kimchi out of it. So lots of options there, but stored in the fridge. We have arugula. Arugula is stored just like this. I don't touch it until I'm ready to use it. Once I'm ready to use it, I wash it off, put it in my salad spinner, and typically use it raw for a salad. I love the farm spinach and arugula. It's so fresh and super tasty. So I just like to lightly dress it and then maybe add 1 or 2 other items, or serve it just as is with a little bit of a light dressing so that its flavor is kind of the star and I'm not masking it with other things. You can cook arugula, so it's great in frittatas or in quiches. You can cook it down. There is a pasta, I believe it was a pasta with arugula or spinach, but you can interchange them, and radishes. So if you have any radishes left, you can do that pasta. That's on the blog. But stored just like this in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Same with our salad mix. So stored just like this, don't touch it until you're ready to use it. Rinse it off, put it in your salad spinner, and then best served as salads, either as a base for something or just as a nice side salad to your lunch or to your dinner. So that's our salad mix. This week, new for the fall is our Swiss chard. This is rainbow Swiss chard, so lots of different colors on the stalks. This is stored in the fridge. I usually put it in a Debbie Meyer green bag because it's larger. It will last a little bit of time, but this probably, other than our arugula and our salad mix, this is something you're going to want to figure out what you're going to want to use with it, just because it will start to wilt and to brown. The leaves will brown. You can eat it raw, just like you would kale or any of our other greens. You can do a quick saute on it. You can add it to soups. You can make green cubes out of it. I like to usually just do a quick saute with some onion and garlic and serve it as a side. So that's our favorite way to use Swiss chard. It's tasty and full of nutrients, so definitely serve it as a side, even if it's raw or cooked. We still have tomatoes. Tomatoes are stored on the countertop. They are amazing just eaten as is, just sliced up on a salad, or just sliced up as a side snack. Like I said, I used up our tomatoes from last week in the roasted tomato soup. You can do the roasted tomato sauce. There's a bruschetta recipe. There's salsa recipes. So lots of options there for our tomatoes. stored on the countertop. We have hot peppers. You had a choice of 2 hot peppers. I believe there were cherry bombs, poblanos. I think these are Santa Fe's, and I think there was one other one that you could choose from. They're all labeled with their heat index, whether they're mild or hot. I picked the Santa Fe's. They're stored in the fridge, in your crisper drawer, and they're used to add heat to any dish. So you can use them raw in like salsas or in pico de gallos, or you can cook them down and use them in chilies to add heat. You can also freeze any of your hot peppers. So if you have an abundance of hot peppers, chop them up. I like to wash them, chop them up. I do leave the seeds and the membranes in them and throw them in Ziploc bags so that I have them ready for chilies and different things throughout the winter. If you want less heat, remove the seeds and membranes from the inside, and then you're taking away a little bit of the heat. But these are stored in the crisper drawer. 2 more items. We have fennel. Fennel gets stored in the fridge in a plastic bag. It is a licorice flavor. It can be eaten raw or it can be cooked. There's a fennel sun tea recipe on the blog. I believe there's also a roasted fennel on the blog. You can thinly slice this and put it on top of salad. I like it really thinly sliced and then just kind of sprinkled on top of my greens. It gives the salad a little bit of a different flavor. These will last, so you can store these in the fridge for a little while. They're not something you necessarily have to use right away. Last but not least, we have our honey nut squash, our cute little honey nuts. They look like baby butternuts. They are nice and sweet. They stored in a cool, dry place. We, I believe, are using ours tonight, so I'm not even gonna store them. You can chop them up. You can peel them just like you would a butternut. Pull out the seeds, leave them whole, like 2 halves, and roast them that way or grill them that way. Or I like to dice them up into cubes and saute them or bake them. They have a really nice flavor and it's a really good side dish. You can also cook it down and puree it and freeze it. So that's an option if you're looking to preserve it. That's a great way to preserve it. That is it for our shares this week. Remember, we're on week 19. So after this week, we have 5 more weeks left to our CSA shares. And keep in mind that we have our cast iron skillet challenge going on until Sunday. I will see you all on Tuesday.